we go. Market share or revenue per loan. So today's sales philosophy is really business philosophy, right? So when the markets are in an era of abundance, like we are in right now. So this is a mini refi boom, and it may extend to be a big refi boom for all we know. But we've got a couple of choices right now. We could go for market share, meaning we could just get as many loans as possible. We could try to get a greater percentage of the pie that's out there. We could try to get a bigger slice, which usually means lower margins. Or we could go for revenue per loan. And that's a very profitable margin, obviously. More revenue per loan, so more bang for your buck. We could all work less and make more money. Except, do we really? Here's the thing. In a situation like this is a business decision. This doesn't really impact us. It's above our pay grade. All of you LCs, CCS, anybody who's on the sales floor watching this, we don't have a say in this, really. We might be able to send an email or make our interest known, but at the end of the day, it's not our decision. So the executive leadership team, Sanjeev, capital markets, they're making these decisions. Chad Smith is up there like pushing for one or the other. And I, for one, am really happy that we're going for the market share model, because that means, notice our compensation didn't change at all. So we still get paid the same per loan. So in our business, it's better to close more loans, just from a selfish perspective. Now, the company if they have half as high margins as some of our competitors, that means we have to close double the amount of loans for the company to actually make the same amount of money. And realistically, they're still making less money because they still pay us the same. So those are the pains that you're feeling. It's not really like we're hurting the business. Those are just aches and pains from getting stronger. So I, for one, am thankful that we are in a market share model versus the revenue model. The difference between brokers and non-bank lenders is pretty stark. Now, I like to think of this as maybe ordering pizza or dining in, maybe something along those lines. Like one of them, like direct to consumer. I can order up anything I want online and it's delivered to me. So they call up, they say this is what I want. This is the fast, efficient service model. We are going to deliver quickly within half an hour, 45 minutes. I can have documents at your door, right? So I can have that pizza delivered, that mortgage delivered very quickly. The documents are there, like you ordered it up online. We're good to go. It's not really online, it's more like you phoned it in, but you get the gist of it. Brokers are a little more like maybe like a dine-in place. So a little higher level of service. They get to charge more. They're a middleman. We charge the brokers some, but they charge their customers more typically. There's somebody else making money in between, and they make more money per closed loan. They close a lot less loans than we do. So what do? Their claim to fame is really that they shop maybe for their customers and they go to bat for them. So they may be able to shop with a couple of different lenders, and if something goes wrong, they yell at people. Now, is that really worth an extra, $5,000 or something along those lines? I don't think so. So when you understand what it is that they do, we can offer a very comparable service. If our customer says, hey, I want to talk to you a little more often, all right, I'll schedule a phone call once a week. That's essentially what you're paying a broker to do, is to have a little more contact. And that gives peace of mind. So when you realize that that's why people are shopping against brokers, it's not generally because of cost. It's because of service. And so we just need to promise, hey, I'm going to answer the phone when you call. I'll proactively reach out to you, once a week. I'll shoot you an email, touch base with you. And that gives people peace of mind. And then they realize, I'm working with a professional who's licensed and all of those things. Brokers just have a little bit of an edge on the professionalism aspect of what we do, because they give the appearance, they give the perception of wearing a suit, having an office, maintaining their presence there in the community. So offer to be of a little higher service. That's all I'm saying. So that service sell, that's just you. Give a little personal branding there. Quick note: there's been a lot of news recently on IPOs. Quicken, it's been rumored, is going to put out an IPO. It's been rumored. 4 years ago, I think Loan Depot was trying to push one out. They ended up canceling theirs. Maybe that was 5 years ago now. They canceled theirs, but rumor is that they've broached the subject a few more times. And this is something that comes up periodically. There's a couple of reasons why companies do IPOs, if you're not familiar. So sometimes it's because they want to cash out. Sometimes the leadership team, the folks that found the company, they're done. How do I get my money back? This beautiful thing that I built, it's worth X amount of billions of dollars at this point now. How do I get that money? How do I wash my hands and retire? Now, Dan Gilbert's probably got enough money he could retire even without Quicken loans at this point in time. But that's sometimes what the reason is for the IPO. And maybe it's other people besides Dan. There are other investors in Quicken. So maybe they want to get their cash out, and maybe it's just, a good time for them as a group. There's even a small group of, owner-operator kind of folks within Quicken that may cash out at some point in time. There's also the idea of diffusing risk. So if you built up this great business and you're worried that, hey, at some point in time, like this may go bust, or like they may get too big for their britches, or something's going to happen, legal actions, or something crazy like that, that's a good way to diffuse risk, because not only do you want to like ride off into the sunset, but some people want to get their money before it's too late. Right? So it's not a question of like, I'm just trying to retire. It's a question of like, ooh, I need to cash out now before this company gets, whacked in half. I'm not saying that's going to happen by any means, but I'm just saying that's a reason why some people have an IPO. Sometimes it's for capital. So sometimes companies need to get access to capital so they can expand, so they can grow. It's almost like taking a loan. They sell off pieces of their company in exchange for cash money right now, and then they've invested in their stocks as well, so their value goes up. And so that can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. They get the cash infusion to grow, and their wealth actually increases because all of a sudden their stock values go up. So those are generally the three reasons that folks have an IPO. If you are happy to be part of a company that is growing, gaining market share right now, you can thank yourselves that you are a non-bank lender, and we are agile, we are able to move, we are able to spin on a dime because we are not publicly owned. We are allowed to make all of those decisions by the people that really should be making those decisions.